Dear students, myself Professor V.S. Kale, Department of Electronic Science, KTHM College, Nasik. Today you will learn Core Compulsory Theory course, subject ELT 231, Advanced Communication System. Unit 2 title is Pulse Communication Systems. Subtopic is Pulse Code Modulation, in short PCM. First see the outline of lecture. Introduction. Block diagram of pulse code modulation PCM transmitter. Sampling and its types. Quantization. Encoding. Block diagram of PCM receiver. And at the last, summary. Introduction. Pulse code modulation, in short PCM, is a method that is used to convert an analog signal into a digital signal so that it can be transmitted through the digital communication network. PCM is a binary form having only two states, low state and high state, that is 0 and 1. We can also get back our analog signal by the process of demodulation. The pulse code modulation process is done in 3 steps. First, sampling, second, quantization, and third, coding. Block diagram of PCM. PCM transmitter. The source of continuous time message signal is passed through a low pass filter and then sampling, quantization and encoding is done. The first block is source of continuous time message signal, that is original analog signal. The noise in that is removed by using a low pass filter. Next block is sampler, next quantizer, and last one is encoder, which generates the PCM signal which is applied to the channel input. See, sampler is a pulse amplitude modulation sampler which converts continuous amplitude signal into discrete time signal, that is pulse amplitude modulation pulses. The message signal is converted into the binary form, usually in the number of levels, which is always 2, a power of 2 is called quantization. Now see the details of sampling. Sampling converts the continuous signal into a discrete signal, that is amplitude slicing is there. Sampler extracts samples of continuous signal. It is equivalent to the instantaneous value of the continuous signal at the specified point. For that purpose, sample and hold circuits are used. Now see the figure. First one is analog signal. Here analog amplitudes are shown, -1 to +1. This is a continuous signal, time varying signal. The same signal, after sampling, the samples are taken. If you consider the negative half cycle, here discrete time signal is shown of negative half cycle. Similarly, there is positive half cycle continuous, its discrete time signal is shown. There is gap between two samples. The continuous signal is converted into a discrete time signal. To achieve it, the samples are taken with certain time intervals. For that, the sampling frequency or sampling rate, sampling frequency is denoted by Fs, sampling rate is denoted by Ts. The relation between sampling frequency and sampling rate, Fs equal to 1 upon Ts. The sampling frequency is the number of average samples per second. According to the Nyquist theorem, sampling rate should be at least 2 times the upper cutoff frequency, that is sampling frequency Fs is greater than or equal to 2 multiplied by Fmax. There are 2 types of sampling techniques. First, natural sampling, and second, flat top sampling, that is pulse amplitude modulated, that is pulse amplitude modulation. Now see the difference between natural and flat top sampling. First part is showing the sampling. This is the continuous analog signal. This continuous analog signal, samples are taken with certain time interval which is denoted by Ts. Y-axis denotes the amplitude, x-axis denotes time. In natural sampling, see the figure, the pulses are shown but its top is indicating the nature of analog signal. So here analog signal curvature is there. Similar curvature is appearing at the top of each pulse, may positive or even may negative. Whatever the curvature of analog signal, same appears at the top of pulses, that is natural sampling. Second one is flat top sampling. In these pulses, the top amplitude is constant. Every pulse in flat top amplitude is constant. Here the first pulse, second pulse, third pulse, fourth pulse, these tops are not receiving the same nature as the analog signal, but its top is flat. That's why the word is used, flat top sampling. Now see the details of quantization. Sampling results in a series of pulses of varying amplitude. Values ranging between two limits, minimum amplitude and maximum amplitude. Quantization is done by dividing the range of possible values of the analog samples into some different levels and assigning the center value of each level to any sample in the quantization interval. Let us see the figure. Horizontal dotted lines are indicating the quantization levels. Here 8 levels are there. Analog signal is shown. Sampling done with the constant time interval. The quantization is done by dividing the range of possible values of analog samples into different levels. Here the height, that is the difference between two successive horizontal lines, that delta is equal to maximum minus minimum divided by how many number of levels are made, that is L. Dividing the distance between minimum and maximum into L levels, that gives us delta, that is height. Quantization approximates the analog sample values with the nearest quantization values. So almost all the quantized samples will differ from the original samples by a small amount. That amount is called the quantization error. The different quantized levels are shown with binary bits. The first level is 000, second is 001, third is 010, fourth is 011, fifth is 100, sixth is 101, next is 110, and last one is 111. If 8 levels are there, 8 codes are generated. Now see the details of quantization levels. For example, assume a voltage signal with the amplitude V minimum is equal to minus 20 volt and V maximum is plus 20 volt. We want to use quantization level L is equal to 8. Then level height or width is delta, that is equal to maximum voltage, that is 20, minus minimum voltage minus 20, whole divided by into 8 levels, that comes as an 5. So delta is equal to 5, that is level width or level height is equal to 5. These 8 levels are first minus 20 volt to minus 15 volt, minus 15 volt to minus 10 volt, minus 10 volt to minus 5 volt, minus 5 volt to 0, 0 to plus 5, plus 5 to 10, plus 10 to plus 15, and last plus 15 to plus 20 volt. The midpoints of all just shown here. The first one is minus 20 to minus 15, both are added divided by 2, that gives the midpoint, that is minus 17.5. The second zone minus 12.5, third zone minus 7.5, next is minus 2.5, plus 2.5, 7.5, 12.5, and last one is 17.5, that is of plus 15 to plus 20 added divided by 2, that comes 17.5. The number of bits required to encode the L levels, or the number of bits per sample, is obtained as NB is equal to log of L to the base 2. For L is equal to 8, so log of 8 to the base 2, that gives NB is equal to 3. So 8 quantized levels are represented by 3 binary bits. The 8 level code are 000, 001, 010, 011, 100, 101, 110, and last 111. So these are the 8 binary codes to represent 8 levels. Assigning codes to the levels, 000 will refer to the zone minus 20 to minus 15 volt. 001 will represent the zone minus 15 to minus 10, and respectively others. The last one is 111 will represent the zone plus 15 volt to plus 20 volt. The difference between the actual and coded value, that is the midpoint, is called quantization error. The more L levels, the smaller delta, which results in smaller error, that is quantization error, but which requires more bits to encode the samples. To increase the accuracy, high value of L is to be used. For example, 16, 32, 64. As L is increased, to represent it, binary bits number will be more. For example, 4 bit will represent 16 labels. 5 bit will represent 32 labels. Let us see the encoding. Encoding is the process of representing each quantized sample by an n-bit code word. The encoder encodes the quantized sample. Let us take example if voltage levels are minus 10 volt to plus 10 volt, and minus 10 volt to plus 10 volts are divided into 16 quantized levels. Of these zones, midpoints are found. Minus 10.0 to minus 8.75, the midpoint is minus 9.375. Second zone is minus 8.75 to minus 7.5, midpoint is minus 8.125. That is the center value. Similarly, the last one is 8.75 to 10 volt. Its center value is 9.375. Now, to represent these 16 quantized levels, that is L is equal to 16, the number of bits required are 4. If voltage level is minus 10 volt to minus 8.75, the code binary is 0000. Next is, if the voltage levels of analog input is minus 8.75 to minus 7.5, its center value is minus 8.125, but it is represented by a 4-bit binary code is 0001. Similarly, see the last one is 8.75 to 10 volt. Center value is 9.375. It is represented by a binary code 1111. Quantized sample is encoded into an 8-bit word by using A-law in the encoding process. Bit 1 is the most significant bit, that is MSB. It represents the polarity of the sample. If MSB is 1, it represents positive polarity, and if it is 0, it represents negative polarity. So these bits are representing positive, these bits will represent negative. Bit number 2, 3 and 4 will define the location of the sample value. These 3 bits together form a linear curve for low level negative or positive samples. Bit number 5, 6, 7 and 8 are the least significant bit. It represents one of the quantized value. Now see the PCM encoding. If there are 8 levels, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and these 7 quantized levels are represented by a 3-bit binary starting from 000 to last stage 111. Let us take the analog signal. This analog signal is quantized into 8 levels. These horizontal lines are indicating the quantized levels. First level, second level, third level, like this. The samples are taken, those are indicated here. Those are numbered also. This 5 means its binary code is 101. 7 means its binary code word is 111. 6th, that is binary code is 110. This is quantization and digitization of the signal. The pulse code modulated signal, that is binary encoded binary form, is first one is 101, that is 5. Second 7 is represented by 111. 6th is represented by 110. Again see the last one is here 5, that 5 is represented by 101. This is the binary form of this analog signal after sampling and quantization. The same is reconstructed, restored at the receiver is again shown here. Small errors are of original as well as reconstructed signal. These bits are transmitted. Every sample point is represented with binary bits. The bit rate of PCM signal can be calculated from the number of bits per sample into the sampling rate. Bit rate is always equal to the number of bits per sample into sampling frequency. A digitized signal always need more bandwidth than the original analog signal. Let us see the PCM receiver. Demodulation process starts with the decoding process. The PCM signal is a series of pulse wave signal that is binary form consisting of sequence of zeros and one. That is in serial. Serial to parallel converter converts serial pulse wave signal into a parallel digital signal. So at the time of transmitter, sequence of zeros and one, series of zeros and one are received at the receiver. Those are to be converted into parallel digital bits. That is done by serial to parallel converter. The signal will pass through the n-bit decoder, that is a digital to analog converter. For avoiding the unnecessary signal, low pass filter is used. So this is the block diagram. This is channel which gives the input to the regeneration circuit, that is decoded. Reconstruction filter is used to remove the noise, and that is the destination. Let us see the advantages of PCM. Analog signal can be transmitted over a high-speed digital communication system. The probability of occurring error can be reduced by appropriate coding methods. May use 4-bit, 8-bit, 16-bit. Relatively inexpensive digital circuitry may be used extensively. Digital telephone system requires repeaters. A clean PCM waveform can be regenerated at the output of each repeater, where the input consists of noisy PCM waveform. The noise performance of a digital system can be superior to that of an analog system. The PCM is used in digital audio recording, digitized video special effects, digital video, voicemail, etc. Pulse code modulation is also used in radio control units as transmitters and also a receiver for remote controlled cars, boats, planes, etc. Let us take example. What is the bit rate to digitize the human voice? I assume 8 bit per sample. The human voice normally contains frequencies from 0 to 4000 Hz, that is 4 kilohertz. Signal maximum frequency is 4000 Hz. Sampling rate Fs is equal to 4000 multiplied by 2 according to Nyquist theorem. That is 4000 multiplied by 2 is equal to 8000 samples per second. To find out the bit rate, that bit rate is equal to number of bits per sample multiplied by sampling frequency. NB is 8, Fs is 8000, 8 multiplied by 8000 is 64,000 bits per second, that is equal to 64 kbps. Let us summarize the things. Pulse code modulation is method used to convert an analog signal into a digital signal so that it can be transmitted through the digital communication network. PCM consists of 3 steps: sampling, quantization, and encoding. Sampler converts continuous amplitude signal into discrete time signal, that is PAM pulses. Sampling frequency Fs is equal to 1 upon Ts, where Ts is sampling interval. According to Nyquist theorem, sampling rate should be at least 2 times the upper cutoff frequency. The sampling frequency Fs must be greater than or equal to 2 multiplied by Fmax. Sampling results in a series of pulses of varying amplitude ranging between minimum amplitude and maximum amplitude. Quantization approximates the analog sample values with the nearest quantization value. The number of bits required to encode the L levels, or the number of bits per sample, is NB is equal to log of L to the base 2. Encoding is the process of representing each quantized level or sample by an n-bit code. Bit rate is the product of number of bits per sample and the sampling rate, that is n into Fs. Thank you.